Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Marvel What If Season 2. This time it's What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas. This episode was awesome. I'll tell you more of my thoughts as we go through the video, but if you haven't already, be sure to hit like and subscribe down below. And in this video, we'll be taking a look at all the characters that showed up in the episode, and I'll be showing you how to make the main characters using 100% official LEGO parts and pieces. This was a really fun one to put together, and let's get into the video. But before we do that, I just want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas out there. Hope you're having a great holiday season, and yeah, let's get into the episode. Okay, so we always start out with the Watcher. This is the exclusive Watcher minifigure that came in the Iron Man Sakaran armor set from 2021. No upgrades are made because I think it's a pretty perfect figure right out of the box, but since he's in every episode, I probably should start with him every time, and that's what we're doing now. So this episode centers around Happy Hogan, and you could tell Jon Favreau was having a blast with this episode. It really went off the rails, but it was like Marvel Die Hard. It was super fun. Anyways, to build this, I went ahead and used the Happy Hogan torso, and I guess black legs, from Spider-Man Far From Home. Just a good plain suit for him to wear, and ironically, the head and hair come from the exact same figure, and that is Peter Venkman from the Ghostbusters. I think it works out pretty well for that Happy Hogan look, but there's another Happy Hogan look that's going to be coming later in the video, so stay tuned for that. I'd be curious to know if the Iron Legion had more screen time in this episode of What If than they had in Age of Ultron, but regardless, these are the official Iron Legion minifigures from the Avengers Tower set from 2015. Seeing the Iron Legion in action in this episode really makes me wish that we coulda, shoulda, woulda gotten these in the latest Avengers Tower. That would have been so freaking awesome. The only upgrade I can think to make, and I'll show you what it looks like, would be to swap out the arms on these for the arms from Goliath from the LEGO Marvel CMF. I do think that that looks pretty good, but to army build the Iron Legion, these are expensive figures to get, and to a certain extent, these are expensive to get too. I bet that, Goliath, as of this video, is probably like an $8 figure, so it might cost you like $50 or $60 per figure just to put these arms on there. So while I do think it looks better, I always try to be mindful of the fact that not everybody's going to have every piece, so it is perfectly fine if you don't upgrade the arms, but I gotta admit, they do look pretty good if you upgrade them. Darcy was a bundle of joy in this episode, and I just wanted to get that wholesomeness across in the minifig. So what I did here is use the legs and torso from Tina Goldstein from Fantastic Beasts, and the face with the closed eyes and big smile comes from Janine from the LEGO Friends TV series sets, and then I gave her this hat from Macy from the LEGO Jurassic World sets, and while the colors aren't perfect on all of these, I do think it gets the vibe across pretty well, and gosh, I just think that that looks a lot like Darcy. She was so much fun in this episode, and of course, she had to be in the showcase. Maria Hill shows up in her regular S.H.I.E.L.D. outfit, so the best thing to do here is use the official Maria Hill minifigure that came out in 2015 with the Ultimate Collector Series style helicarrier. I'm really sorry, guys. I know that this figure is hard to get because that set was super expensive, and now this figure is pretty expensive, but it is the most accurate we can get, so I love this figure as is. So Justin Hammer is the main villain of this episode, and it was so cool to see him back in action. Now, back in the day, in 2017, we actually got a Justin Hammer minifig, and I think that this head works really well, especially the opposite side with the inquisitive face, but you can use this, don't get me wrong, but I really like the face from Louis Tully from the Ghostbusters Firehouse. I think that that looks a lot like him, especially in this Christmas episode. I think that it just has that correct look, so you can go either way. Either one will work, but what I used here is this torso from Bruce Wayne from DC with Egon's hair from Ghostbusters, although it's come in other places. So yeah, you could go any route with this, but I do like the way that the general look of the Louis Tully head works out. Santa Claus Tony Stark is the last thing I would have put on my 2023 bingo card, yet here we are. For this, I went ahead and used one of the regular Santa hats and torsos from LEGO, and then of course I used these black and red dual molded legs, which ended up coming with the Santa's sleigh ride, I think that's the name of the set, with the reindeer, from maybe 2 years ago that set came out. Anyways, doesn't really matter. This is definitely the best Santa suit you can get, and just popping Tony Stark's face on there gives us the custom we need for this showcase. my friend Brody and I designed a LEGO Kiss set. So we need all the support we can get from the Kiss Army. If you would click the link in the description of this video, you can support the set, and if we get enough supporters, LEGO will actually consider making it into a real set. So let's get those supporter numbers up, and thanks so much for that. You know, I said Tony Stark Santa Claus was the last thing on my bingo sheet, but actually, purple Happy Hogan Hulk is the last thing I would have put on my bingo sheet. This was so random, and it was actually pretty difficult to make because, of course, we don't have any purple big figs that we could use for this that would work. So the next best thing we can do is use this torso, which is from the princess from the just from the regular CMF. But you could really use any purple torso and flip it around. There's not going to be a shirtless purple torso with like abs on it or anything. So the next best thing we can do is use the head and arms from Thanos, one of the minifig scale Thanoses, and just put some black legs on there. I looked for dual molded legs in my collection that could work, and I don't have anything, so if you guys have any ideas how you would build Happy Hogan as the Hulk, let me know. This was definitely unexpected, and it felt a little weird, but I just laughed my way through the episode so much that it ended up working out just fine. So when the Avengers show up to the tower, they're all in various costumes and outfits because it is Christmas. So perhaps the easiest one is Tony. He's in his Age of Ultron style armor because, you know, he's got to suit up as Iron Man. For Steve Rogers, we see him in an elf costume, and there's not really an elf hat that I feel would work just right, so went ahead and gave him just this regular hair. The face comes from Sam Flynn from the Legotron Legacy set. The torso is a Lego elf torso with a cap shield and dark green legs. Natasha is in like a ballet nutcracker style outfit, so we got the Black Widow hair and head. Then the torso and legs come from Lego Harry Potter, from Hermione, if I have this correct in my notes here. Then for Bruce Banner, we've got the Bruce Banner head from the Infinity Saga Hulkbuster set. Then I gave him this green Christmas sweater with Baby Groot dancing on the front. Of course, you could just flip it around and use the one with music notes on the back if you want, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to have a Guardians reference in there. And then finally, Hawkeye is just super casual, so he gets Bruce Banner's torso, and then the Age of Ultron Hawkeye head and hair, and the rest is all Bruce Banner. So there's our Avengers. And of course, at the end of the episode, we've got to have Thor show up, so that's where he's showing up in this showcase too. This is the Age of Ultron Thor with a Santa hat, just to get across how he looks in the episode. With that being said, let's round out this showcase and call it a day. Alright guys, let me know what you thought of the episode and what you thought of these customs. Don't forget to check out all of my other What If videos. I'm trying to do them daily this season, so it should be fun, but man, is it a grind with the holidays. Be sure to hit like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next video.